do that.
Yeah.
I had that issue with Halliburton.
Right.
so.
Yes.
All right, so basically, we don't have to take any action on this tonight, correct?
No, it's previously tabled.
This is just for informational
Yes.
purposes. All right.
Okay. Fire department.
Yeah, the report for April, which was a nice relief for us, I guess, if you can have one. We had 13 total incidents in April, 2 EMS and 11 fire calls. We gave aid 6 times, received aid twice. Our average time from dispatch to on scene was 13 minutes in April. Those 13 calls, we had 1 building fire, 1 RV fire, 1 brush fire, 1 crash with injuries, 1 with crash with no injuries, 1 assist invalid, 3 times we were dispatched and canceled en route. Twice, there was no incident found at the dispatch address, 1 false alarm, and 1 unintentional transmission of alarm. For the month in those calls and training work details, we utilized 158.56 man hours total. The only thing I have for the fire department is we'd like to request that you guys cut the check in support of the 4th of July Festival for $2,500 so we can move forward with that.
Did you get the one from
Yes, we did get the one from Plaisville Sportsman's Club, yes.
Do we need to make a motion to?
So you're gonna make a motion to authorize a disbursement of $2,500 to West Alexander Volunteer Fire Department for 4th of July festivities. That's your motion. Ask for a second to that. Now, who's the vice chairman? Ask for a second to that motion.
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second. Okay. Mr. Shingle, we have a motion to authorize disbursement of $2,500 to the West Alexander Volunteer Fire Department for the 4th of July festivities. Motion is made, motion is seconded.
Thought we already passed that.
I thought we did too.
Pass it.
I don't-
Just asking for the check.
We didn't.
He just wants his money.
We have to pass the approval for the check.
Authorizing disbursement of a check.
Yeah,
That's what we're
authorizing,
doing.
yeah.
If there's a motion and a second, I ask for any questions.
Are you gonna specify what fund you're gonna pay it from?
We can pay that from Act 13, right?
13, right?
Can we, you want me to adjust that?
You want to amend your motion to include Act 13?
Yeah.
I mean, Act 13 is kind of nebulous, but if you want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah, I'd like to amend the motion to make the payment out of Act 13.
On the basis it's a social
Based-
situation.
Social situation.
And is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Any questions? How you vote?
Mike,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
abstain. Vote.
Yes.
Sure. It's half of what we spent last time, right?
It is.
Let's go out and get the other half next year.
Right.
Okay. That arose out of the fire department report? Okay.
Yes, yes.
I have a question.
Mhm.
I know you had a meeting with Kathy and the chief. We got a hurricane, the remnants of a hurricane coming the end of the week.
Right, oh, I guess,
Are we
I'm glad you
prepared?
brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, have we ordered road closure?
We've tried.
Okay.
Turns out
No.
they're really pricey.
No, but we'll obviously handle it as we have in the past, and I guess, Zach, you're aware tomorrow may turn ugly. Last I saw, most
Mostly
of us gonna
Thursday.
miss this to the west, but
Yeah.
that could change.
I haven't seen any really dire forecast for tomorrow yet,
Okay.
other than thunderstorms.
The one I saw, Zach, put a 3.5 inches of rain.
Can we make a motion, no
Just what we
hurricanes?
need.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just the one I saw, that's why I mentioned it there, just keep everybody vigilant.
Just
I'll
what
visit
we
some,
need,
we'll
right?
be
Yeah,
checking into
that's
later
what we
tonight,
need.
tomorrow. See, and we haven't gotten any notification from National Weather Service in Washington County yet,
Right.
as to, potential for flash flooding or flooding.
Yeah,
Now, like, tomorrow morning, I might open up the email and it may be there, so.
Yeah.
yeah.
um,
I was just Channel 2 or whatever, I'm watching the weather last night at 11.
All right, did you cover the fire marshal part too?
I did not. I have nothing other to report, other than I guess there's some plans I'm gonna look at and make sure that, you know, our hydrants are within 1,000 feet of each other, and I will, you know, get the threading information and make sure that you have that.
Well, while you're on the floor, remember I talked to you about the notification thing for Zach?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that yet.
Okay,
The only means that we have notify our people are through the Act 911. The concern there is there's some information that's contained in that that's not for everybody's eyes. We could
Right.
have a HIPAA violation
right,
on a dispatch. So I
There's
don't
no
know
way
how
to
to do that
isolate
yet,
it.
but we need to,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
just some, surely we can.
One of the
talk
things
about.
we'd also discussed, if there was, but it's also pretty expensive, is a township-wide notification system, whether it be a mass text, mass
Yeah.
email, some method to alert people if there is a major problem. So that you could say, Lake Road's closed, you know, stay off of it, stay off of 40, things like that.
Yeah,
But again, it's all,
yeah.
Yeah,
lots
I
of
don't know
money.
what the cost of that is or what.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a cost.
yeah.
So,
Couldn't you
Okay,
use,
I just wanted to bring it up.
couldn't you use something like the,
Remind.
like football teams and that use, it's a one call?
One call system.
Yeah,
Well, that's kind of what we talked about.
We talked about it, but
something
it's
like that.
still, I don't know how the school's doing it.
yeah.
If they get a better deal, you'd think the government would be able to, but we don't seem to be able, I can't find the same system they're using.
Can't get on a radio station and do that.
Be nice.
Yeah, obviously, you know, if anybody wants notifications, the quickest and easiest way to do it, everybody seems to want their notification on their cell phone is the text and the alert system. But
Yes,
I don't know what those cost to be able to put information in there, I guess is.
Okay,
yeah, usually it's per
per car,
per text message, which,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so I was just curious. Thank you.
We're trying.
Office and water.
You want office?
Okay. Things have been going pretty good. Kathy's been in the office most of the time, able to help Sharon. I believe she's caught up pretty well.
We're getting there.
Okay. I don't see, that's the water issue. There is talk about to hire a water person because our meter reader gentleman that we approved before,
Left.
Decided to leave.
That's
So-
different than office.
you know what, with water,
Oh,
it's been pretty interesting.
geez, water is a mess. They, currently, the, phase 2 pump station down between Art Morrison and Bus McAdoo's, we're working on it because we basically have one pump that's only working part of the time. The pumps have been stuck in Akron for the past week, and they are super expensive. So,
They were over $5,000 a piece. So we need to replace both pumps at the Loop pump station and down here. So,
If we had to get the truck back in again, pump it out.
we did have to have the truck come back in from Hap Trucks to pump out that lift station because that pump cannot keep up with the amount of sewage going through it. So, right
They're
now,
not rebuildable? You have to buy new ones?
it's been rebuilt,
The sewage pump or the water pump?
the sewage pump.
yeah, it's been rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt. But instead of buying ahead, this time we're gonna try to get ahead and rebuild the old ones so we can just keep things. That way we only have to buy one a quarter as opposed to
Right.
one.
He's gonna try and rebuild the one that's limping along in there once we get them replaced, so.
I got a couple questions about the water. Probably perhaps more than any time since I've been in office, complaints about high water bills over the last couple of months. Including at our church where we had a $420 water bill, water and sewer bill. Do we have any handle on what most of the issue was here?
The only thing we can figure after, I've quizzed John Forrest, is there any sort of event that would cause everybody's to go up? Because when we go and check them, they're on. The only thing we can figure is some of them were either in the middle of switching and they didn't get it, they were all estimated low, which happened. I mean, none of them should be, unless you know the house is empty, they should never be estimated at zero, because they used some water at least. So if it's estimated low 3 months in a row, then you get hit with a high bill on the 4th month.
And they were estimated for 3 months.
And they were estimated for 3
I think
months.
that as a service to our residents, that there should be no more than every other month.
So we agree,
You
yes.
know,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
Rich,
I
Rich
mean,
went out.
I know that our church, the water bill is, one story, somewhere between $75 and $90, and never any more than that.
Well, that's one of the things that I've been working on.
And to go to where it's $420, it was kind of like a big
I
surprise.
know one girl who's got a bill for $900.
Yeah, and I've had
And
other calls.
she said, and I didn't even fill the pool this time, so that didn't make a lot of sense. But what I have been working on also in the office is tracking all of the water bills so we can figure out exactly what is, if there's some sort of pattern, if it's simply a matter of the estimates are too low, what the estimates should be. We also are, because we put in to hire somebody to do it, if it's done on paper, then we have a better idea of what's going on and then we can track it. Because everything goes in a little machine and it gets directly uploaded to Wheeling and there's always the chance of error.
Right.
Secondarily, I know that Mr. Schultz has informed me as well, is that we sent a piece of our equipment over for this pump station repair.
Yes.
And I don't know that in history, Donegal Township, we've ever sent a piece of equipment for a non-employee to operate.
We checked with the insurance company months ago and it was okay.
Mr. Fiddler, do you remember us sending a piece of equipment for
Back up,
to who?
Billy?
He did do it. I never heard tell of it.
What's the issue?
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Non-employee operating township equipment. That's,
We checked with the insurance company.
Who's the non-employee?
John Forrest,
John Forrest.
Contract.
he's a contractor. We checked with the insurance company. The insurance
We're
company said,
covered?
yes, these are the forms to fill out, having signed them, and we did, yes. He's
I
covered.
wasn't aware of the fact that we'd done it in the past.
Isn't it a violation of the personnel property to loan out township
Wait,
equipment?
Mr. Cord, you're not, again, you're not a resident, okay? So you don't have the authority to ask a
Somebody
question.
else like
I
to
can
ask
ask that
that
question.
Go
question?
ahead, Doug.
No,
Public participation's
Oh, I can
over.
ask that question.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, no, I just said, you just interrupted me again. If, at one point in time, I know we had policy in the township about this. I don't know, is it?
About?
About the use of equipment by non-employees.
If there is, I can't find it.
Okay, I don't.
No, the only thing, we were more concerned that there would be an issue with the insurance company. So when we called the
No, I
insurance company,
understand that.
they said that would not be an issue, but it's not like he took it to the Phase 2 pump station,
What type of equipment did he work?
the excavator. The excavator, rather than the township incurring another cost to rent an excavator, when we already have an excavator,
I understand.
I
He's an independent contractor of township, isn't he?
That's correct.
yes. So the insurance company said it was fine, so we had them, barring the fact if the road crew needed it, if there was an emergency, they took it down there, locked it in, and that we used
And
it.
again, that's something that the board needs to be in on. We're real good about making decisions, but we don't inform other people. You know, that's,
That's kind of an emergency then, wasn't it?
Again, it's a violation of the discipline policy to loan
Mr.
out
Mr.
township
Cord, Mr.
equipment.
Cord, again, public participation's over with, and you're not a resident, okay?
So if we lend it out to a contractor, that means I can rent it,
No.
question one.
If
And
you
then we
apply
have a
insurance
road crew out
program,
with a pitchfork cleaning culverts because we let him use it down at the pump station? When we've always used the excavator to clean culverts out in the past?
I called the insurance company to verify this.
I'm not asking if you called the insurance company, Tammy, I'm asking why the road department's out with
We'll pass
pitchforks.
public comment.
So when
I've already
I,
said that.
Why wouldn't you have your own
he had asked me
employee
a while
run?
ago.
Yeah, why is it?
Wait a minute, guys.
Hey.
Running it?
Hang on.
Has in the past.
John Forrest has asked me that, because he can operate equipment, and he is contracted by us, that,
Do we have a contract with him at all, or no?
we
Yes.
have that, yeah.
yes,
A written contract?
Yes,
yes. And, so I told him that I would check with the insurance company, and this was months ago. I talked to our insurance agent, asking who can operate our equipment. And she explained to me, and I said, so we have a contractor, she said that they are able to, since we have a contract, as long as he signs certain paperwork, that he's covered by his own workers' comp insurance. and that's what we.
That was it.
And liability as well?
Yes,
You have that in writing?
yes, I
Yes.
do, from
Okay,
the
that-
insurance.
All right. But I think what Mr. Teagarden's comment is, he's saying basically if this happens, maybe shoot an email to everybody on count. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think a little
Okay.
more advanced notes, say, hey, this is what we're planning to do.
Okay.
Because one thing I got was the excavator was going over to there, and so I asked Steve, and Steve responded to me that it was his directive to take it there, is was what he responded. Correct?
Yes.
What's his hourly rate compared to the road department top rated?
I don't know, what is his charge? $50, $50, $50? And the number 6 in my head, but I don't know.
I don't know.
It's in the agreement.
I've never seen it. I've never seen
Yeah.
it. All right.
Alright. Is that it for the water?
I believe.
And the office? Police department?
Yes, sir. Again, this is for the month of April. During the month of April, we provided 591 man-hours of service within the township and Claysville Borough. Within those, within those hours, we documented 309 events, 170 calls for service. In April, we initiated 11 criminal investigations to include 2 frauds, 4 harassments, 3 thefts, 2 trespasses. Property loss for the month of, that's a typo, it's supposed to be for the month of April, was approximately $11,300. Property recovered for the month was 0. In April, officers conducted 30 traffic stops, investigated 2 accidents, issued 17 traffic citations, 3 non-traffic citations, closed 1 previously opened case from 2017, and we filed 1 criminal complaint. We patrolled approximately 3,797 miles and used approximately 237 gallons of gas in combination with all our contracts. Let's see here, we went over code. Magistrate's fines are outlined, that were collected for the month of April, are on the report as usual, and I have attached copies of Claysville and Buffalo's reports as well.
We're losing employees, and I actually understand someone said.
Well, yeah, we haven't taken him off, but he's not available. He took a full-time job with a company out of this business doing labor. I'm hoping it's gonna come up a little later to discuss that, about picking up a couple more part-timers to cover, because we were short to begin with. If you want, I'll bring that up now.
We can do it if you want.
No problem.
Yeah, so, as you guys know, we didn't replace the full-timer whenever he left, and, we're down 1 part-timer for sure. His availability is almost nil. What I'd like to do is, I've got a couple folks that I'd like to talk to again, and possibly bring in, hire as many as 2 people on a part-time basis.
How many hours are you trying to fill?
How many hours are we trying to fill? That varies.
I mean, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so, right now, we're missing like 2 to 3 shifts a week.
Are you talking about bringing it back to the status that we were?
No.
We had 3 full-time?
No. All we're trying to do is fill, we provide 16 hours a day, and then the 24 hours a week.
That's to get us back to the.
That'll just get us to meeting,
Okay.
yeah, that. By bringing on 2 additional part-time employees, we're not gonna be increasing the number of hours we work. I mean, there's a training curve there, but aside from that, we're not gonna increase, like, there's not gonna be additional hours paid out, all we need is more part-time employees to fill those odd shifts.
Is it gonna permit us to flex our schedule a little more than we are?
Well, I mean, it would make it, we don't have any room for flex now, but yeah, I mean, obviously, we could give those employees more hours outside of what we're doing, absolutely.
I'm talking about hours beyond midnight and beyond 8 AM.
If you guys wanted to add those hours, yes. I mean, that would have to be a decision that I would come to you guys about. I mean, we have in the past, we've flexed time in the past. We've had situations where we've had specific problems. And I think at the time I went to, I think I might have come to all 3 of you. We were having some problems with the well sites and stuff. And we moved some hours around. We do that from time to time.
Okay.
But with the state police, the agreement we made 5 years ago with the state police was that between midnight and 8 o'clock is our shortest shift. That's the least amount of volume. So as a part-time department, we told them that we would try to address that 8 to midnight as much as possible, because that's the highest volume of calls. So that way, they can project their scheduling months in advance. They know that generally, they're gonna need somebody, they're gonna need an extra guy out between those hours.
Well, I know one of the things that we've talked about in the past, and it's not gonna be the case right now, obviously, because of the time of year, but the time for school buses in the morning, because particularly at the Claysville School, which is not in our jurisdiction necessarily, not within our township, and then, of course, around here with the bus stops and things.
Yeah.
you know,
Well, no,
and-
we've actually, so prior to the loss of the other full-time officer, as you know, we flexed shifts, and I covered the center, I covered the odd time in between. But obviously, we can't do that right now. There's no continuity, and we agreed with the state police to cover that particular section of time. I have come in, I've come in early, and sat at bus stops whenever we know that there's a problem, they'll stop by and tell us.
Well, on the bus stops, there's gonna be an issue for at least 3 months.
No, we're good for this summer. Did that answer?
Yeah, it's a big-
Okay. So I'd like the board to consider allowing me to hire two more part-time.
It's on the agenda.
On the agenda, it says one, that's
Well,
all.
he just
Just
he just upped it.
All right,
I have a question for John.
Hmm?
What was your UCR report for 2017 for Donegal Township, Placerville, Buffalo?
I can't answer that off the top of my head.
Can you get it for me?
Well, not right now, I can get it for you tomorrow.
Next meeting.
What is it you're looking for?
I just want to know what your crime report was for Donegal, Placerville, and Buffalo.
Well,
Are they separate for each?
do you understand, yeah,
I haven't seen
Do you understand how that
it.
works?
UCR.
UCRs are done monthly.
Okay. So,
If you want to come in, we'll sit down and bring it up. There's no problem at all.
okay.
But I mean, to format and print your report, I'm not good.
Okay, I just didn't know if you reported it to the state and you had to have a total or a number.
No, we actually submit monthly, we submit a UCR report. And that goes through the state to the federal government.
I was just curious what it was for our township here.
Yeah, I can bring it up month by month.
There's literally hundreds of things on the UCR report. I mean, every crime has a different UCR, and it's, I mean, so there's not just one thing to say.
It's not something
There's
to sit
literally
and
hundreds
read.
of things on the UCR report. Every crime has its own UCR code, and you have to
I
report
don't
every
want
one
to know
of
what
them.
the crimes are, I want to know what the numbers are.
Well, that's what the UCR report is, it's what the crimes are.
Yeah,
That's what that
it's,
is. Unified crime reporting,
And there
tells
was
you of each type of crime, how many there were.
yeah, it addresses, okay, so let's say a theft. Well, it breaks it down into who the victim was, what their age
One day I'll
was, what the,
else come
yeah,
down, you show me.
sure.
Okay, thank you.
And can I ask a question? Is the board going to participate in the interview of these new cops coming on, or is it all going to fall on John? Shouldn't the board be interviewing these new officers also?
In the past, the board's allowed me that latitude now.
We've done it, actually done both ways. We've actually done 3 different ways. One was interviewed him up front, one he interviewed him, the next one we interviewed him after he hired him.
I
We've done it that way too.
personally am not a control freak, and I would definitely take his recommendation.
I mean,
He knows what
Yeah.
he's looking for, and if
Yeah.
the person's a fit.
But when
how
it comes
about,
down to it,
how
we're
about Chief and
responsible
you,
for their
since you're in
actions.
charge
I'm
of
also
police?
responsible, you're exactly right, I'm responsible for his actions and whoever he hires. I understand that.
I would consider him chief if you would like.
And that's why I said I would take his recommendation.
Can we include Kathy and then get a report back?
I think that's what you're paying your police chief for.
Yeah.
I
You're
agree,
paying him for his knowledge and
Yeah,
his opinion.
exactly.
because I don't
But
know.
That's what you're paying.
And Chief, as much as I appreciate that, if you guys, the problem has been in the past getting everybody together to actually, because these guys are working 2 and 3 part-time jobs. They're working 60, 70 hours a week. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, if the board wants a couple of folks to come, or one folks, or if you want to try to make it when you're all here, it doesn't matter, whatever you want.
Okay. You're done with your report
Yes,
then,
sir.
thank you.
Thank you.
Road department.
Grimes Road's still closed. We've got some new slips on Shaler at the bottom that we're gonna have to address. Ely Road's not doing any better.
patch them.
I don't know whether you wanna bring up Midland now, or we'll wait till later.
We could, I mean, we can knock
It's,
it
I
off the
don't, it's
list.
probably not on the agenda.
It
is
says, I put it under new business, but we can do it now.
We met with Midland last Tuesday on Ely Road. Went over it. They're saying they're gonna take care of it, they're gonna fix it. They're gonna send us a proposal.
Have we received, I don't think we received a proposal, have we?
No.
No.
We've patched the holes on it temporarily.
You want me to summarize what occurred, folks? We met here, I think, what, last week, one day?
It was last Tuesday.
And during the discussion, there is no contract. They don't have a signed contract. In fact, there's no, it's just a proposal that's unsigned. And basically, it's my understanding, one of the members of the road crew contacted this person, that person came, viewed the site, the proposal was submitted. There is no there is no bond at all, performance bond, maintenance bond, none. During our discussions with the people from New York, I guess they were from, one guy was from New York, Mr. Bambino.
Yes.
My recollection was he was not going to warranty the work or anything like that. Am I correct, folks?
Yes.
That was the impression I got.
So technically, when you have, and I have to say this just so you're aware in the future, whenever you have over a $5,000 or $10,000 situation, you're required to have a maintenance bond. We don't have any. And that subjects us to being exposed in terms, if there's any damages and they say we're not gonna fix it, then that falls back on the township. And I think that was the issue that we had. I know I got a little testy with the gentleman because he didn't want to fix the road, then I was a little testy, and hopefully he agrees now to fix the road. But that's the reason why in the future, when you do things like this, you're supposed to have maintenance bonds. So that doesn't happen again. There was a number of places on the road, I believe, that had issues concerning potholes and things of that nature. They're supposed to provide a proposal to us to fix that, hopefully at their cost. I'm hoping that happens, but that may not happen. He may say, we're gonna fix it, but you'll have to split the cost. So that's where we're at the Midland City.
And we walked the road. I mean, we walked.
No, at that point, you get a performance bond and all that on the work they're gonna do, right?
Well, he does not have to give you a bond, right? He's not gonna give you a
Okay.
bond.
And he
He's on-
means on the fixing.
On the fixing.
You mean him give us a bond to fix that?
No, on what he fixes.
They can.
They
He's not
can
gonna
do
give
that.
you- He's not gonna give you.
I'm just asking.
It's the bad apple.
Yeah, okay.
He's not gonna give you,
You
I don't
can't- you're not
think, you'll be very lucky if I'm hoping that he comes and does this at their cost, total cost. But right now, you don't have any warranty, you have no nothing. And he even said there was no warranty.
Question, just clarification. Did you say a Mr. Bambino, like Bambino family from New York?
Yeah.
Joe.
Jeez.
Steve.
Carry on there, Steve.
I was down on Jansen Road today, talked to the contractors that are working on it. Hopefully after Thursday, it will be open on weekends and the evenings. Another 2 to 3 weeks, it may be open depending on what we do with the next process, or if the county's gonna give us any more to do that. Cunningham Road, we're trying to keep it filled up and level. I know we've got a complaint, it's still moving a little bit. Range overlaid the slip out on Old National, just prior to Tollgate Road.
Did they fix the turn?
What's that?
Did they do the turn below McAdoo's?
They put in that, they did some stuff on the inside, but nothing. Started mowing, been cleaning pipes out, a bunch of stuff in the ends of the pipes that actually needs taken out instead of a hole in front of them. You and I had met with 10 Mile, Mike, on, I believe, May 17th.
Yeah.
Looked at a couple additional areas down there for them to overlay other than what they were gonna do for Rosscapes.
Yeah.
I forwarded you guys their email. If we're gonna do that, I'd say we're gonna have to bid that out, because it's
Yeah.
$20,792 for the additional. But that
Yeah.
road's pretty well blown apart.
How much was it? 27?
$20,792 for 2 additional areas.
If you don't mind me interrupting again, if you want to use liquid fuels, just so you're aware with this publication, and this is based upon, I understand, talking to Stephanie Whitlatch, you're going to have to reimburse the liquid fuels account because you didn't go through the appropriate procedure on the Midland situation. So if you're gonna bid this out, I would talk to Stephanie Whitlock. Do you have Stephanie here?
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes,
Yeah,
Contact Stephanie,
and then we need a DEP project number.
talk to her, she'll help you out. She's
Yep.
very good, she'll even draw the specs up for you, okay? But you need her permission
yes.
Okay.
first, before you can use liquid
She'll give
fuels
us a
money.
project
Now,
code, she said.
the only question I have, Dennis, is we have a road bond and there's a repair, and we were trying,
What are we talking about, Midland again?
no, Rosscapes. They're,
No, it's a different road.
so
We were trying
to
to,
incorporate it,
while they were there, we were trying to,
So you try to do two projects at once, I mean, two, so you
Yeah.
so
can have
the
two
one
roads.
project's being paid for by
by
the bond.
Rosscapes. The damage they did to the road,
Yeah,
but they're re-blacktopping patches. But there's spots that are damaged now because of the weather that they didn't do, and we'd like to fix those too, and then do an overlay of the road.
What I would do, again, I'm advising, if you want to use, talk to Stephanie Whitlock.
Yes.
over-
Explain her
and you-
decision.
And she can do, you can do multiple roads in the same bid situation, which I would do if I were you. I would do it, you know, and she'll tell you, like what I'm telling you, she would probably do it as both together or one with an option, you know, or separate them. Talk to her about doing that. She'll come over, she's very good, and she'll draw the spec. But if you want to do two projects, you can do both, but get her input, because you need her input first to use the fuel money.
Okay. Because included on that would be the slip on Old National, right?
The overlay will be after it's
Yeah.
repaired.
Yeah. So we can do that on top of it one time.
So I would suggest if you want to make a motion to authorize contacting Stephanie Whitlatch of PennDOT, Liquid Fuels Division, to prepare specifications. What are these roads again?
Buck Run.
Buck Run, and what's the other one?
Crane, part of Crane.
And Crane. Authorize contacting her
And
to
Old
draw
National.
specifications. And, you know, ask if she can have it for the next meeting.
While we're on the
But
road,
you have, you know, you gotta make a motion.
make that motion.
To contact Stephanie.
Stephanie
for
Whitlatch.
specifications for Buck Run and Crane.
And Buck Run and Crane.
To draw specifications for the next meeting. And before the meeting,